Over the last 2 months, Guilford County Schools canceled classes 4 times because of tropical systems. On September 14th and the 17th, leaders called off school because of Hurricane Florence.
Then on October 11th and 12th, students missed 2 days for Tropical Storm Michael. Today, GCS decided it will make up just 2 of the 4 days, but it also voted to extend the school day to avoid more makeup days.
WFMY News 2's Alma McCarty is digging into the changes and hearing from parents who have mixed reaction.
All right, parents, mark these dates on your calendar, November 1st and January 18th. For traditional calendar GCS schools, these are your 2 makeup days, and there are big changes coming in the new year. GCS will start 5 minutes early for the spring semester starting in January after holiday break. Buses will arrive 5 minutes earlier as well to deal with those changes. Dismissal in the afternoons is going to be the same. The state requires all schools have at least 1,025 instructional hours every year, and GCS reps say the additional 5 minutes per day means they won't have to add more makeup days in June. Now, I spoke with a few parents about the changes, and here's what they have to say.
I don't think it's truly necessary. I mean, I don't see the purpose of 5 extra minutes because school starts at what now, 7:20? So 7:15, I don't really much see the purpose.
I definitely think it's better that they go in for an extra 5 minutes as opposed to them changing the days that we're already planning on them being out. People already set up daycare, people already set up stuff, and then things change.
Well, right now, GCS only has to make up 3 days left on the traditional calendar, and since we haven't hit winter weather season yet, the district says the changes will help avoid adding any more makeup days.
Winston-Salem Forsyth County Schools has its own plan to make up a day missed for Tropical Storm Michael. The district announced January 22nd as its makeup day.